Hello everybody, this is Piteio from Veil of the Ages, and in this video we're gonna have the pleasure of hosting a match between Sweden and Italy with 2 players for each match from the Ninth Age forum and beyond. So without further ado, let's stick to a practical approach to this video. Let me introduce our guests in absolutely total random order. I give you Celarine first. Good evening, Celarine.
Good evening.
Celarine will be playing on Team Sweden. You are on the Ninth Age forum, but we don't see you there too often. And actually, the main point is to see you on the battlefield rather than on the virtual riding path, right? Nice, excellent. So this is first player from Team Sweden. Let me jump to player number 2. Also from Team Sweden, we have from the Ninth Age forum, from the Ninth Age staff, from the Hat Rack YouTube channel, and there's CV just too long to be completed. Marat, good evening, Marat.
Hello there. Happy to be here. Just came on after doing a long video for the channel, so we'll see how it goes.
This is what happens when you invite a YouTuber to play a game. They just have finished editing. What's the toughest part? Do you do a lot of editing, like sound mixing, or was it?
Nah, I don't do a lot of editing at all. I add an intro, I add some pictures to the end, and yeah, that's about it.
All right. See, content-oriented video making. That's I should learn something about that. Excellent. So moving to the opposite team on the other side of the screen, you see here Chuck. Good evening, Chuck.
Hi. At this point, I suppose that everyone following Wheel of the Ages know who I am.
Everybody knows who you are, period. Chuck. It's like it's just there's no restriction to the amount of people that know you. And together with you on Team Italy tonight, we also have Emma. Good evening, Emma.
Good evening, hi all.
Nice to have you on board. So this is going to be a fun game. I will stick to the meat of the gaming. I will guide you through the pairings process, and once that's done, I will disappear and I will let you play on screen. I will just limit myself to move stuff in the background and interact with the chat. So the first thing to do when we do the pairing mechanism is to roll a die for each of you, and these dice have the same color as your usernames, except that I see this one as being yellow and this one as being yellow too. Is that right?
I changed it to yellow because I see this one as red and this one as red too, so I changed it to yellow.
Okay, that's fun.
I don't know how others are seeing it.
I see this one as yellow and
Yeah.
this one as red.
Okay.
Same here, actually.
Yep.
So if I do this, then it should be fine for everybody. This is red for everybody, and this is yellow for everybody. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
It's great. Immediately we get into a philosophical problem of qualia, and is my red the same thing as your red? Okay, let's not do that. Let's just roll. Each of you should please roll the die of their own color. All right, we have
A lot of twos.
A lot of twos, but the main point is that Chuck is going to start for Italy, and then we only need the 2 of you from Team Sweden to roll again. A 1 and a
Yay.
4.
We are so in sync.
You really make a good team. All right, so the order is going to be first Chuck, then Celarine, then Emma, and then Marat. All right?
Yeah.
So in this order, I will ask you to please claim one of the gladiator by using these Go tokens and putting it on the cards of the characters that you want to use. So Chuck, you go first.
Yeah.
Oh, reversing the judgment. Now
the druid.
Salarain's turn.
Ah, that would have been my choice, so I have to rethink.
You can
Um,
choose one of these remaining 8, and of course the choice makes much more sense when you know by heart all of them, so for the moment you will have to improvise and go with your gut feeling.
Yeah, I'll take the Inquisitor.
No.
No.
Excellent! The Inquisitor is one of Emma's favorites and he never manages to play with it. And that's
Yeah.
psychological warfare. Well done.
I was ready to pick it. And so, well, let's take the Duke.
Alright.
Oh, the power player.
I'm gonna go with the coolest, so the deceiver. I love the deceiver.
It is the cooler, yeah. Nice. So now we do a second round. We start again with Chuck. Choice of the second gladiator.
Daimyo.
I'll take Doom Lord.
Okay, so let's go for the king.
And I'm an orc at heart, so the Arno Warlord.
Alright, this is good. So this time the High Prince is out. Okay, good, makes sense.
No one likes elves. Elves.
Don't say that to the PTG.
Oh, although the druid is still in play, I guess. So
You know, because
no one likes
the,
Highborn.
I don't know. I think that Hyper-G from the Proxy Table Gaming channel has a secret crush with the Highborn that he doesn't want to confess yet. Or at least that's how we are teasing him since last game. Nice. So now in reverse order, we start from the bottom. So Madat, then Emma, then Celarain, and then Chuck. You can remove one of the tokens from the opponent. So Madat, you can remove either a yellow or a red token, and you can remove the warrior that you fear the most.
I'm gonna take out the Duke.
Duke is out. Bye bye, Duke. Emma?
I should have gone with the elf, of course, but too late now.
Yeah, I will take out the Inquisitor.
Yes. If I don't play it, then nobody will.
Sweet revenge.
No one gets to play it. Like,
Nice.
just think if I would have lost because of the Inquisitor. No,
I really want to see the druid in play, so I'll remove the daimyo.
Good choice. Good choice.
I kind of suppressed it, but what do we kill? Yeah, we get the king and the druid against the world.
Do you know their resistance level?
5 and 5.
Okay, fair enough.
I think I'll take away the. Actually, what's the other one? The Doom Lord. I'll take away the Iron Orc because I don't know.
Because my dad said that
It's
he's
got
an orc,
too much armor. I don't like that.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. So I like this. This means that we're gonna have a dwarven
Spellcaster.
king with a sylvan druid versus a doom lord and a deceiver. This is actually even fluffy as a matchup, because this king, as you see, it's not your traditional mountain king. It's more of a plain king. So I'll be friends with the Sylvans. Excellent, good. So at this point, I will have to ask you to roll a die again, and we will have this done by the 2 players who were last in the rolls. So Emma and Madat, I will ask you to roll your dice again here. And we have a 5 for Madat and a 2 for Emma. So that means that Madat positions his warrior first, wherever you want inside the arena, at 1 inch's distance from the inner edge of the arena.
Okay. Over there. Is that fine?
Excellent. Now this means that Ema can position his warrior at least 24 inches away from the deceiver.
Yeah, I'll never arrive.
This would be 24.
Chuck, do you know if they have range attacks or something?
The Deceiver have one spell,
Yeah.
Okay.
and that's it.
Okay.
In the meantime, I can show you the rules for the forest follows. Because once Ema is done with the positioning.
Okay,
of
I'm
the,
done. I'm done.
And then at this point, before Celarine deploys the Doomlord, Chuck should position the forest, the extra forest, from the forest follows.
Don't the rule is related to my position on the table? No? Or in this case, we take the Emma position as...
You would take Emma's position exactly, because that's the first gladiator from your team.
Within 12... Okay. Well, we don't want to put... Where it is more and... Okay, okay, Emma is here. Okay, within 12... from Emma, but we don't want it in... Yeah.
So as the card says, you are expected to place this feature either more than 12 away from your opponent or within 12 from your gladiator, which is the same thing. It's just a matter of after the first gladiator, just a wording issue.
Actually, I don't have many legal positions.
Remember that you can rotate it with Q and E.
Okay. I think something like that, so Emma is not forced to go into it.
Alright.
But I can safely stay there. Okay,
Cover. That's nice.
good.
And then in the meantime, now we can ask Celarine to deploy the Doomlord, while Madat and Chuck think about the spells to be used.
I'm not yet in the arena, by the way.
Selecting them on your way there. Now, Celarine, I will have to ask you, that's something that I didn't say, criminally. You should deploy your warrior within 6 inches from Madat. And no other restriction applies. You can be closer to the enemy, you can be closer to the edge. You don't have to be within 1 inch from the edge of the table anymore. Free positioning. Okay,
Alright.
positioned.
Yes.
The Doomlord is in place, and now it's gonna be Chuck's turn to position the druid 6 inches within the position of the king.
Okay.
Okay. In the meantime, Marat, have you had a chance to choose which spell you'd like to have?
I can choose one of these.
So it's these ones that are here on this Flux of Magic card. You have tokens, so you can select the token that you want and you can carry it with you.
Ah, I see.
You
Okay.
also have all of the spells detailed in the booklet for the Deceiver. So from cards 5 to 6 and 7, you have all of the rules as well.
I think I'm gonna go with Hand of Heaven. It's a cool one.
Hit them with surprise. Brilliant. Okay. So we can take these off, and I can also give you.
I stole it.
Yeah, no, I meant the
Flux cards.
flux cards. Yeah. So you can.
So
press
these are the
R to randomize. Then you can.
So
click
these are
left,
the
right.
free for all that you can't dispel.
Exactly. We thought that especially in a 2 versus 2
Yep.
type of game makes easier. It is easier to do that. So
Yep,
you
that sounds makes sense.
So in terms of tabletop simulator, left dragging quickly to move the whole thing, F to flip the card, F to flip it again, just put it back on the deck to put it on top, and then R to randomize the cards. Alright, so do we have a druid positioned here? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I can see her. This is Joel that made it. Thank you, Joel, for doing that. Joel from the lecturing team of the ninth age. And then now we need the druid spells choices.
Yeah, Swarm of Insect, Savage Fury, Totemic Summon, and Break the Spirit.
Alright. So in that case, what I will do is take the shamanism token, and then I'm gonna make 1, 2, 3, and 4 copies. And I will set number 1 to awaken the beasts, number 2 to swarm of insects. Then you said totemic summon and break the spirit. So each of them have the appropriate name. You also have one for the scarification over here. And in case you need in case you do manage to cast the totemic summon, here it is, Pite, you're jinxing somebody with some random. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that, but apparently I did. In case that happens, you can use 7 to activate the totemic beast miniature, and 8 to activate the line of sight, which is essentially only the numbers that you roll on the 3d6. But in the meantime, I will keep it nowhere over there. Good. So now everything is in place, and the last thing that's left to do is for Chuck, actually, since it was the last to deploy, to choose whether Team Italy is going to go first or second in the turn.
We are going to go first.
And you are going to go first.
Good
Excellent.
choice.
So in this case, I'm going to quickly reorganize the your user colors briefly. So sorry, apologies for being a bit, taking a bit of initiative in that. But that's just so that when we are in the top view, then you will get the chance to see all of the players in the right position. Okay. I will let you reorganize stuff around, and I will then put the webcams around in position. And this is more or less the preparation phase. Everything else should be done. I can now go to configuration, interface, and hide the player names. That's how you do that. But the space is clear. And move the webcams to the appropriate place. This is Emma, this is Chuck, this is Celerain, and here we have Madat. We know that turn 1 is going to go to Team Italy, so we activate the right phase, and at this point I just have to say, have a great match. I'm gonna disappear. Have fun.
Thank you.
Okay. So,
So what's the plan?
plan.
I can slowly crawl towards them, very slowly, or I can shoot. I don't know.
I can get. I'll get there, shoot, and then cast some spells. Do I see? By being here, no. By being here, I don't see the Doomlord, but that's not a problem because you can deal with the Doomlord. So I stick here, and I suppose you can go in the Doomlord direction.
Okay. Oh, my march is
9.
9, I guess. Yeah. Dum-dum-dum. Here we are.
Okay.
Alright.
Magic phase. I get 9 Veil token plus 1 that I.
Excuse me, Chuck, I apologize. Did you randomize the deck since this is card number 1?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's with R. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. 9 Veil token.
I just want to ask something. The crowd, do they do anything in this first round?
Oh, very well. So there's this rule where we say that if you can declare a charge and you don't, then the crowd or the arena gods might be upset. At the beginning of the game with 24 inches distance, you cannot. But starting from your first turn, if a charge is possible and you don't declare it, then it will apply. But it's only if you decide not to.
Okay,
not to
then
charge.
then I'm set.
Okay. So 10 Veil token, and I can cast the hereditary spell. But I don't have it, so good for me. Now, what do I... okay. I think that a swarm of insect against the Kukulima Deceiver would be the best course of action as a starter. And yeah, so let's go with 2 dice for that. That I managed to fail. I needed a 5.
Ooh.
And I managed,
Yeah.
but I get 1 dice back.
Yep.
And so I have still 2 dice.
He can't even cast a spell on a 5 with a free-for-all rules. Man, what are you doing?
So I suppose that
You can help the king.
how I can cast a Savage Fury on you.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's not...
Yeah, I think it's the best option. I think.
yeah, because otherwise I'm just risking to fail it. So I cast Savage Fury on the king, on a 5. And this time I manage.
Boom.
So the king have... no. Savage Fury. And I have Scarification.
Yep.
Shooting phase, I can shoot. Because I only did an advanced move.
Do your worst.
I shoot at the Kukulima Deceiver. And I hit on 4. I hit. I wound on 6.
Oh.
And I got a 5 up ages.
What a sniper.
Yeah.
So,
There it is.
Skills.
damned demons.
Alright.
So that's the end of our turn.
Okay, and we go to charge phase of turn 1 for Team Sweden.
Okay. So you had Savage Fury up on the dwarf.
Yeah.
So he's gonna take a frenzy test if we move close to him.
Yep.
Yay! That's fun. Should we gang up on the dwarf? How does that sound?
That sounds great.
Yeah.
They shall
Is the forest dangerous terrain for the dwarf?
Yeah.
Yep.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Then I'll just
only roll-
move a couple of inches towards him and
Yeah, I think we're gonna move straight up. Just look at him from the other side of the forest. I'm gonna go aggressive here. I'm gonna go
all right. Then I'll follow up.
up there.
Marat, you can also use F1 on your keyboard to toggle quickly to the grabbing icon without clicking to the
Okay.
buttons on it.
Yeah. I noticed before there was some. You can get some circles around the miniature to show distances. Is that still available?
That is not yet available. Actually, that's
Okay.
one of the things that we can unblock with the Patreon support. We're getting close. We're only like 40 or 50 euros away, but that will happen soon. Not in this game though.
But aren't the gods angry because of they didn't charge?
Yeah, I
could
could
they-
have charged, so I guess I'll have to do the
Yeah.
roll a die.
We're okay with that.
You will do this at the end of the movement phase. Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Nice. Right.
So I'll have to run around this impasse, I guess. So I'll be running something like here and there, but if I do a march move, I should be fine, right? So I want to end
Yeah,
up.
12-inch moves you can probably go.
Yeah.
Topple over the impasse.
So let's see how I can place myself. But yeah,
Staying out of the forest and not.
Exactly.
You don't want to get a flank charge from the dwarf either.
no, I'll try.
The tumbling Doom Lord.
Difficult one like this.
Yeah, sure.
I can't get closer to the obstruction.
But I think.
You can put me closer. That's nice.
Yeah, I can put you over there, perhaps.
Yeah,
Then
looks good.
Let's see.
Okay.
If you charge as either of us, we want to be able to counter charge with the other.
Yeah, that's true.
So maybe there. That sounds.
Yeah,
seems-
he'll still have to run through the forest to get me.
Yeah.
So I guess, yeah.
And he's in your front still, right?
Should be.
Maybe a little bit more tilt, something like that. Okay,
Yeah.
that's the perfect position. Let's
So
see.
now at this point you will have to do the arena gods roll.
Yeah. I can do that. Oh yeah, both of us have to do that, right?
I couldn't
no,
charge
it's only
it.
me. Yeah, you couldn't charge, right? So I'll do one dice, and I get a 3, so I should be fine.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. All right. So movement phase is done. We go to the magic phase.
Yeah,
Excuse me. Also, the Doom Lord could have charged. No.
No, because of the impassable. I guess.
Yeah. The impossible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
the
me
Doom Lord could,
who just did the test.
the deceiver couldn't
Alright.
charge. I'll roll and see if it would have mattered. I don't think so because I moved closer. But I don't think I could have charged. I didn't see the dwarf behind the impasse.
Oh, okay.
It's the same. It's getting minutes
If
more
I
to
did-
cast, but it doesn't cast anyway. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll draw a flax card. Number 1, and I did shuffle.
Yeah.
So if the spell is successful, it can still fail. Okay, that's
Yes.
fun.
This one is
So
true.
I get 3 dice, and I have 1 spell, so I'm gonna use them all to cast on a hand of heaven on the dwarf, because I can't see the because I need line of sight, right, for the
Yeah.
it's a missile, right?
Yes.
No? Yeah, missile. Okay, so on the dwarf, 3 dice. And that's a grand total of 6. And that's a successful cast.
Yeah.
Hooray!
So which strength?
Yeah, I didn't say anything, so it's the lower.
Yeah.
I probably, I don't know. It's the lower. And then I rolled 1 die and see if it's failed anyway. 4 is...
No, it doesn't.
It's fine. So then 1 die to see number of hits, and that's 2 hits. And then strength is 1. So 2 6s, no ones. Okay.
All right.
I'm done. We don't have any shooting, so it's your turn.
No shooting, no combat. End of turn. Turn to charge phase.
Frenzy!
I'd say you could charge a Doomlord anyway.
Yeah. We don't need the
I'm
roll.
trying the insect again against the deceiver.
Can't you shield me with a beast from like a double pile up on me or something like that? What do you think?
I can. Wait.
Well, I still have to
I'm not
roll.
sure if I have enough dice because it's a 12 plus.
Okay,
And
well, we'll see.
it's 4 dice to be sure because I need it like here.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well,
So
I in the meantime I roll for the charge. Okay.
We're assuming a hold reaction for the Doomlord, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fearless, so I don't think it can do anything else.
yeah,
Here we are.
that is.
So we are
And
not charging. Charge.
You have to do one dangerous terrain test.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's fine.
It's fine. The dwarf know how to walk. Okay,
Apparently.
I'll go there.
In the movement phase. Okay.
And we are at magic phase.
Not yet, because you could have charged the deceiver.
Yeah, okay. So you have to roll. What the? I think
is
it's a
ugly.
7
because
you
are now 9 inches away, so you are closer, right? So you did.
Yeah,
get
but
closer.
I have remained outside the line of sight.
Yeah.
So
that
it's a
means
7.
You rolled a 5, and you have a.
Yeah, I have. My shooting is at -1 and my casting is at -1.
Yeah, so it's.
And
it's a
I have to
6.
roll special saves, but no one is going to attack me.
No, but
so-
wait, you rolled a 6. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, -1 to cast. Great.
Oh yes.
Let's see. No. Okay. And veil token. Okay. So I get. Actually. Can I cast spell? What type include both X and damage? Are you fucking kidding me? I'm pretty sure that Swarm of Insect is a damage X.
Yeah. Voila.
Okay. At this point, I mean, I can have 4 dice,
Yeah.
so I can try a totemic summon.
Yeah, try it.
I have to roll 12 2 dice. Yeah, at
With +/-1.
yeah, but I have +1 since I am a master wizard, so
Evens out.
yeah, I'll try that. The strong version. So 4 dice. Me 12. No!
Bah,
11.
Come
no.
on!
the stupid gods.
So it's the crowd that that failed
Yeah.
you. You should have charged me. You know, that was your mistake.
I should. Of course.
Right, it's the first time that we see this curse from the arena gods be this strong. Okay, this is gonna change the balance. Fun.
Okay. I
Magic's done.
technically have 1 die, but I can do it because my casting rolls are too high for that. So, unless the dwarf is within 18, then I can try to cast Savage Fury on him. No? Yeah. It's 13. The short range is no, it's 9. The short range. No, I can't. Okay. Shooting phase. I still have one shoot against the deceiver, which is
Yep.
now in short range, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
I hit. I wound since now my strength is 5. Is 4 since I'm at short range.
Yep. So I'm gonna Aegis and fail.
Yeah!
Yes, it's not.
Look at that. First wound, this bow. Wow, nasty.
Yeah, it's a good bow.
Okay. And
A
I can
good choice
actually
not to charge after all.
even put it to grey, since it's not gonna play a role from the resolution of combat point of view. And now we do go to the combat phase. All right, nice. So let's see. Agility.
The Doomlord have great weapon, right?
Yeah. So I'm first.
So the dwarf get to unleash
All his might.
Yeah.
is smashing rune. Yeah.
Resilience 5.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just read that and I was like, oh no.
So,
Yeah, yeah, you
Okay.
get four
Four
attacks
attacks.
on 3.
right. Well, good.
1 miss.
Yeah. Then 3 attacks at strength 10. Okay.
And no armor.
Because he's got armor penetration 10 and multiple wounded 3. Does he have
Special save.
Don't think so. Special items.
Ooh.
I discard 1 hit.
yeah, you get
Oh,
to
we
discard
had-
1 wound.
And we had parry.
Okay.
Oh no, we
Oh.
can't use parry. No,
No.
forget about parry. Okay, so 1 hit. So 2 wounds then.
But I have multiple wounds.
Yeah.
So for the 3-sided dice, how do we settle that?
You can just roll d6s and then we have to.
And wait,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 1 2 is 1, 2 3 is
Okay.
So it's 3.
Ooh.
yeah, 3 wound.
I'm alive!
He actually have 4 wounds. No.
4 wounds? No, come on. Come on.
The Doomlord is upset.
So 5 attacks back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I have offensive skill 7. Is there something that changes that?
No, it's 7.
Yeah, alright. And you have defensive skill 7 too. Alright, so I guess it's 4+.
There is a possibility for you to use a veil token because of the
yeah, true.
immortal
But I
gauntlets.
didn't save any. I took them all.
But you,
and
but you
costly.
used them, Madat, right?
Yeah.
It's the-
I used them all to cast the
There
Crosslances
is-
spell.
There's no channeling, right? Or is there?
No check?
Not for me. I'm
No,
just an
alright.
I'm
Alright,
just an
okay.
apprentice.
Alright, good. Then I don't have that possibility. But also, I guess I don't want to have flaming attacks anyway. But does the king have a
Aegis.
Aegis? So
Yeah,
I
6
guess.
plus.
Okay, I could use divine attacks for that. Alright. Because otherwise there wouldn't have been any point to do it. But yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
Okay, so 5 attacks hit on 4+.
Yeah, nice.
All right.
Let's move this back a
4
little.
attacks to hit. And I have a great weapon, so strength.
Strength 7.
Yeah.
Um,
Wound on 2.
So 3.
Okay. 3.
And armor penetration 4.
So you get armor 5 plus.
Yeah.
One
Right.
saved. And the wall save.
5+.
6
plus.
Aegis.
No!
No, it's
Oh.
5+ because I.
No, you have to be charged.
Yeah.
You sure?
If the attack.
I think so.
Which
Ah,
isn't.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
That's the case.
So,
only
yeah.
if you are.
Okay, so.
Oh,
2
shit.
wounds.
And that means wounds and wounds. So it's a 3 to 2 with charge. It's still a victory by 2, right?
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
So
the
there
dwarf
I have
charged.
special rule, right? I will do the break test now, and if I fail it, something happens.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you can roll failed break test, so.
Okay,
I'll
so
do 2
2 dice. And that's 5.
Or sounds good. So
Fine. All right.
Then it's our turn.
Eventful second turn. There were like 6 wounds dealt. Okay. Bloody one. Charge phase.
Yeah, I think you can guess what's gonna happen here. The deceiver is gonna try and do his best. So I think it's an auto charge, but I roll 2 dice.
6 inches. Yeah, you're fine.
3 dice actually,
Yeah.
but whatever. He made it in.
yeah.
So I'll just put him somewhere over here. Close enough. And I can't use magic, but I'll draw a card. Because we can always we'll save 3 tokens.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have anything to mark that with?
Yes, I can give you the
Okay.
yellow thingies.
But I can't cast my spell because I'm in combat.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll move on to combat.
Bam.
Save me, please.
Yeah, let's hope that I can do something. So I have 1 attack, but I take your attack value and add it to mine, so I get 5 attacks. And I have offensive skill 6, so that's on hits on 4 up, I guess. So 5 attacks on 4 up. And the 5 is an automatic wound.
Yep.
So I do 1 wound with AP 3, I think,
Yeah.
because I have piercing spike.
Okay. Is it saved?
Yeah,
I think so.
because you get 1
Yeah.
plus -3.
Oh yes.
Tough luck.
So now I need to choose.
Yeah, how to distribute your attacks.
Okay, so I have 4 of them. Do we want to risk or not? I don't think so. So I think I can do 3 on the Doomlord and 1 on the Deceiver. What do you think, Chuck?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so the
We
3.
don't have to Doomlord
Sorry?
dead.
So the 3 on the Doomlord.
2 hits. And we discard one of the hits.
No, I
That
think it's
was
one use
the
only.
one use only.
It's 1 use only.
Yeah,
bad.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
it's the OP daimyo that get that effect every turn.
Ah.
So I roll to wound, and I do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
this time is dead for
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's dead. You don't need to roll anymore.
and then the attack the Deceiver.
And
Oh,
you hit
oh
yourself.
no! You actually...
Mirrored scales!
Oh shit! No!
What? Sorry.
I have mirrored scales. It
Read-
bounces
read-
back on you.
Read this rule. You're so fucked because it's strength 10, AP 10, multiple wounds.
Ah, Chuck, you should have told me.
Okay, so
I would just.
I cannot
Please
prevent
make your
once.
attacks. Yeah,
who's gonna roll this?
attacked on the duel.
He himself, I think.
Yeah, okay. So you have 1 hit on yourself and you wound on 2 up.
Okay.
Come on.
Oh, wound!
Oh.
And a 6 up ages.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, because
did
you're
not
not-
charge myself.
You are not charging yourself. Yeah.
No!
Still alive.
Oh, wonderful.
Nice one.
That was close.
Emma, now you get the chance to press F5 on your keyboard, transform your grabbing tool into a flicking tool, and then flick the Doomlord away. It's like you,
With great pleasure.
you earned it. Like go with F5. No, I think you have bam. And the
Poor
Doomlord is
Doomlord.
out.
Such a shame.
And this is incredibly interesting because now there's going to be a combat resolution to be made.
Yep.
And there's a charge, but oh no, it's only 1 wound, right?
Yeah.
Because
And it's a
not
flank.
A duel.
Vitejo, just a question that occurred to me. You can declare a duel in this in the arena.
Yes, you can actually.
It's not. I mean, it's not strange because you can get charged by 2 characters, declare a duel, and get to fight only one of them.
Yeah.
That seems like an issue.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, we can keep this discussion for later on. At the end of the video when we do some a round of feedback.
Yeah.
But for the moment
am I
being,
still losing by 1?
By 2, I think, because I have unnatural roots as well.
yeah.
No, that's for your own roll.
Well, I just
No.
roll and see if something.
That
Well,
seems
I
fine.
rolled-
I mean, I think.
Well,
Let me check.
doesn't matter.
No, unnatural
It
root.
doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, Chuck.
No, it's for. I mean, just for
But
me
it's
to
in
know.
general. It's the combat score.
It's just
Adds +1. Yeah, it was a previous version of the rule that reduced the penalty.
Yeah. it was only defensive,
Because-
but this one works.
Yeah,
perfect.
because I remember the one that reduces by 2 your penalties. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, fun round. So we go to charge phase of turn 3 for Team Italy.
Yeah, I charge.
Yeah. Good.
Yes. Live.
Come on, I'm a Sylvan Elf. I only charge on the back.
God,
charge.
see what she's doing.
No, come
Oh,
on.
fail.
Yeah, I
Fail?
failed.
Oh.
You
Yeah, I
needed a
needed
7.
a-
You are 12 away.
Yeah, I needed a 7.
Oh. I wanted to play.
Well done, Druid. Character. Well done.
Yeah. So I'll have to buff my dwarf friend. So magic phase, since we don't have any ranged attack, since I charge. Okay, 11 Veil token. I cannot cast a spell with type universal. Okay, I can work with that.
Well, can you? Because Savage Fury?
Yeah, it's universal. Yeah, I can cast Savage Fury. I'll go with break. I'll go with break the spirit, I suppose. I can get 4 dice since I have 1. I generate 1. So I cast break the spirit with 4 dice.
Yeah.
Against the Kukulima Deceiver. Yeah. Okay. That's work.
That's an 11 that works.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you are debuffed.
Yes, -1 to hit.
Yep.
So, combat.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And I think
The Deceiver start because you have 1
I
more.
get the
agility.
5. So I have 5 attacks, and now I hit on 5 up.
Yeah, but that's are automatically wounded.
Yep. So I do 3
What?
wounds.
Come on.
So you got a 4 up save.
Whoa.
Nice.
This king.
With ease.
All right.
Yeah, no problem.
So
This king wants
my
to fight against a druid. It's like
4 attacks.
And you hit on 4 up because I have parry, but
Yeah.
that's no problem for you.
And
So 2 up,
of that.
3,
And that's gonna.
5 up ages. And I fail all of them and dead.
so we are not gonna use the multiple wounds after all.
Nope.
No.
Totally unnecessary.
This was 3 with multiple wounds. That's the wow. This king.
We're a total of
A
Wow.
total of 3. Which is enough for you to press F5 again and flick the receiver away as well. Amazing. Wow, this king. Okay.
That was a performance worthy a king.
He even hit himself once, but then parried it.
What a monster! This dude has like 7 wounds on the. It's nice because I remember that in one of the first games, the king was completely obliterated by the duke, because the duke gets in, destroys all 3 runes on the magic weapon, and then good night. But in the good matchup, this king can be wow. All right. Well, thank you, Team Sweden.
We tried.
It was a very honorable
Was closer.
performance. But now, if you don't mind, you can be spectators while Chuck and Emma have a go at each other, actually, because the arena can only take 1 winner, and so we still have to know who within the Italian team gets the final crown. So
yeah, but it's not fair because I only have 1 wound left. I did all the like a dirty job.
Yeah, that's when the king starts invading.
That's how Sylvan Elf works. I mean, I think I've said that before.
Come on, that's how you get a bad reputation for yourselves, you know? That's why everybody thinks what they think about elves.
But can I rotate my like after the combat? Can I?
Yes, you get yeah. You get the
Don't we both get move 6 or something like that?
and also exactly once the rotation is done because of the previous turn, now you get a chance to move 6 inches, whatever you want.
Who's first?
It's actually at the same time. It's not a
Yeah, I go into the forest. Have fun.
Can I move in base contact?
sadly
Don't think
that'd
so.
be too much. Yeah. 1 inch.
It's fun. It's fun because I mean, each rune don't do anything. I mean, except the multiple wound one, since I have resilience 3 and I have no armor.
Yeah, it's definitely not the best matchup for the king.
And I mean, he's still stronger than me, but
Well, I can stay away and shoot him to death. I don't know.
That's an option
Let's
too.
see. Let's see. Let's see.
It is a wizard master. Chuck, do you agree that we should take your scarification away?
what? Yeah.
It sounded like I most certainly do not agree that you can. Maybe it's the classic.
Yeah, because the turn is passed. And then who starts?
And now you do a roll off to know who gets the
okay.
first turn. 4 for. Alright, 4 and 2.
Ah, he is there. I see.
Hello.
Oh.
Meeting in the forest.
Well, then you're asking for it. I'm charging.
Classy.
Yeah.
I should have stayed out of to use my.
Yeah, you can do
No armor.
stand and shoot.
Oh, thank you.
I'm too close.
Yeah, my mistake.
Which is a rare thing for a dwarf to be.
And I get magic card. Okay, 10 veil token, and I can't X unless they are also damage. Okay, I still have Savage Fury. So I suppose that I just use 3 dice and keep 2 veil token and for the next turn. What?
What happened?
Sorry, I did something stupid. My bad. We're back.
Okay. Okay. So I use 3 dice to roll Savage Fury on myself. I also want to break the spirit, but you can't have it all. Seems. And I managed to cast it. Somehow. Yeah, because without scarification,
Yeah.
the whole thing it look very very bad. So I do have scarification and also do have Savage Fury. So combat. Combat. I get 3 attacks on 3. And I have battle focus, so the 6s are 2 hits. I do get 2 hits. I have strength 4, so I wound on 5. I reroll once since I'm in the forest. I don't reroll once. Come on.
Oh.
And that's about it.
Oopsies.
Woo, only 1 hit.
Only one?
I have defensive skill 7. In,
7.
duel
Oh,
because of this object.
That's a crazy glitch. Yeah.
but is it a duel?
Yeah. We are 1-on-1.
It was not declared, but
Yeah.
you know,
Nobody declared the duel.
Come
it's
on.
down to who is the better man. Emma, I will remind you that, yeah.
No! 6! Shit.
Yeah?
You wounded on 5. Come on. AG save. Help me.
No.
Ah!
Multiple wounds.
Multiple,
Oh,
come
you're
on!
not gonna do it. Yeah, just one.
I can hear the
so we
clapping
are.
from the audience.
It's a draw since I charge and he did 1 wound.
Yeah. So, tie. Okay.
Yeah, his turn, which actually, I mean, is still combat. So he still attack first since I still have agility 5. Come on. Okay, shoot it. 1 wound on 5. AP 1. And I roll the.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, nothing. Just 1 wound.
Okay. Boink.
Can you just manage to roll a 6? I do have killing blow. I know it's Let Us Strike or Killing Blow. I don't remember anymore how it's called. Let Us Strike.
This was right, yeah.
So it's my 4 attacks.
Yeah, 4 attacks. Sweet. And 0 wound. Scarification.
Do you still have the spell?
I have a scarification.
Still? Okay, right.
Yeah, because it lasts until my turn.
Mm.
So, my turn. Magic.
Wow.
I did have 2 Veil tokens stored. So I get 12 Veil token. And I can get up to 5 dice, which is good since I did have 2 Veil tokens stored. I generate 1, so I'm exactly at 15. I have 5 dice, so I can cast, and I have no limitation. I can cast both Break the Spirit and Savage Fury.
Getting excited. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Yeah, so, but I have 5 dice. Yeah, 2 dice on Savage Fury. Which, okay.
Yeah, it's a 6.
It's a 6, so I get it casted, and then 3 dice for Break the Spirit, which also get casted. That's looking good.
Wow.
That's looking good, and I still have scarification. I mean, I refresh my scarification. So, I get gain my 3 attacks. Kill him! Treats. Yes! Yes!
But why 2? Why 2 hits?
I have lightning reflex. +1 to it.
Oh. So I only have my...
Yeah, you only have your 6+.
So it's 1 out of 36.
And he's dead!
This is not fair.
And,
I still get to flick away the druid.
yes, moral victory for you, Emma. Moral victory for you. You did all the hard work, and then the druid met you in the forest where she wanted to meet you, and still she took 2 turns to knock you down.
And
well done.
Like the multiple wounds.
You got the chance with the multiple wounds that one, but wow, this was a bloody match. It's like there's only 2 wounds left up. Wow, that's so serious. A lot of damage dealt. Well done, guys. Congratulations to everybody.
Yeah, congratulations to the
It was a good game.
The egg light is still the reflected dirt that got buried.
Yeah, that would have been so.
So, Piteio, tell us, when we'll get an arena with only giants?
Only giants. I mean, can you see this beauty here to the right? I don't know if you've had the chance to stroll around the arena, but there's this long shank here. How pretty
Yeah.
is he? Those eyes! Oh my god, I hear the songs from The Who every time I look at this dude. Well, guys, we can have an arena of only giants, especially provided that you keep posting amazing images of giants. I've seen one that's now circulating in the blogs on the homepage, but that's there will probably be issues with the intellectual property for that one miniature, so that's probably not gonna happen. Yeah, exactly. For example, that kind of thing. For example, somebody made
We want
made
the
a
steam
pier,
tank in the
a
arena.
tank somewhere, and copyright strike immediately. For everybody from the legal departments of whichever miniature company, this is not put up into the arena by Veil of the Ages, all right? Don't send me your lawyers. I didn't have anything to do with this. Yeah, it's a pretty model. No, we are looking to expanding the arena, and I think that having all the giants from the different factions would be an amazing arena.
What
But
the
that
hell
would
is
be-
an imperial
I mean-
giant?
You missed it. There was an April update when they gave every army his own giant
Yes.
with special rules. You get a giant with a Gatling, which is so cool. I mean, 3d6 multiplied by 2 shots. Come on.
It's quite brutal, yeah. But then definitely, I mean, we can do funky stuff in the in the arena anyway. And I have to say, now we have the poll for choosing the faction for the next gladiator that we put in the arena. We did a first pass on Patreon, and we got the Warriors of the Dark Gods and the Empire of Sunstal as the two shortlisted candidates. And now we are refining the polls on Facebook, and so far, well, actually, maybe I can tell you live where we are now with the voting, because the idea is that the Patreon supporters will be deciding the two factions, and then the Facebook friends will decide between these two. And so I can tell you, if my internet collaborates, where we are right now.
I
because
keep
what
voting for
happens-
vampires, but they never win.
You keep voting for?
Vampires, but they never win.
They got two. They got short by one vote. They could have gotten in, but the Empire and the Warriors of Dark Gods only got one more vote. Oh, it's gotten closer. It's now 58% for the Empire of Sunstal and 42% for the Warriors of the Dark Gods. Out of, I don't know, it's 75 votes for the Empire and 55 for the Warriors. So that means that if the next army that gets represented in the arena is the Empire of Sunstal, I will definitely propose that the actual miniature can be a giant. Somebody else will say, why don't you make an Inquisitor, mounted or on foot? Somebody else will say, why don't you do a great Marshal and a great Griffon? But I will nominate the Madat's giant, because it would be really pretty if you could have this dude over here.
He's gonna stomp them all.
Right? I mean, in the pairing mechanism, having a giant changes a lot of things, like the huge size. So
Yeah.
I will have talked about the arena.
Yeah.
So if you want, I can prepare a build for a character with the Locket of Sun.
So
It still gets stomped. I
but
think.
that brings us nicely to the issue of which is probably the last issue that we should face in this video, of what do we do with duels, because the Locket of Sunna that applies for duels, right? That's it's one of those things where it makes a lot of sense to wonder what exactly we want to do in terms of duels. And when you are playing the arena with one gladiator versus one gladiator, you don't even care. You don't really care what's happening and whether there's a problem with duels or not, because it's only 1 versus 1. When you have a 2 versus 2, then the problem arises. and I'm not necessarily clear on what's the best option, because I still like the idea of having a mechanism that discourages players for going double versus one opponent. The tactical aspect of it is still preserved, because you give a bonus for the charge, maybe you give a bonus for the flank, maybe you have extra abilities that that make it worthwhile to do that. But otherwise, having 2 warriors versus 1, it's too much of a win-win situation. And the one fighter that
I disagree. It didn't go that well.
statistically, like the 1 out of 36, you do get the double 6. But yeah, that can happen. But the point is that it's not to protect the gladiator that gets charged by the 2 opponents. Is to protect the gladiator that gets charged by the 2 opponents, and in case the gladiator survives, is gonna face another gladiator which has been away from the fight all along, and like it happened now with the druid. So that would be I think it makes sense for me to keep the duels, both to stay true to the 9th age rules and to keep some balancing inside of the arena. But I'm very curious to hear what you feel about that, and I would start with Celerain, which is the one who could have declared the duel in the first place.
Yeah, I could have done that in that situation. I think if now when I'm double charging, of course I don't want to do that. The thing is, I wonder is there a point in double charging anymore if you know that one of your models will be taken out of being able to do anything, basically, because you're in the combat, but still you cannot interact until the other 2 have settled their case. So letting Medet stay in our combat would have been really bad for us. So I'm not so sure if we would then ever go into a double charge anymore.
Although, I mean, in that case, if we had remembered duels, we could have possibly protected the Doom Lord by going into a duel with the Deceiver.
Yeah, true.
And I mean, if the Deceiver, it's the player with 2 models that chooses which ones it's gonna be in the duel, so he still has the advantage.
Yeah. And I also have to say that there are some special items that might apply even if you are not in a duel anyway, just because you're in base contact. Then imagine that you have something that gives -1 discipline, and that you charge, and maybe due to positioning you charge in the flank. In the rear it's probably going to be more difficult, but it can still happen. You might bring a discipline swing of 4 points, and maybe some special extra items. In the end, if this leaves you the choice of wondering whether you want to do it or not, it's a good thing. If it's not like I'm definitely going to do it because 2 versus 1 is the best thing ever, and if it's not, this is completely useless because I'm not bringing combat resolution, I'm not bringing extra bonuses, I'm not protecting the other one who's faring poorly, then it might not be the worst thing ever. It is true that when you are in a duel, for example, you've seen that the druid had this item which is great for duels, +3 defense skill. It's an amazing little thing. So it also forces you to remember that you want to declare a duel. And if you, Chuck, play with somebody who's less nice than Emma, and I can assure you that 97.7% of the population is less nice than Emma. There's only a 2.3 probably. But in that case, they might tell you, no, you didn't declare the duel, so next time you step up your game. And it's not a matter of winning; it's a matter of learning to play, for the high tables at tournaments. I don't know what Team Italy thinks about that.
Well, it's a bit weird, to be honest. Like, we are 2 versus 1, and one of the 2 is just sitting there, and watching. Feels a bit weird, but I understand why you'd like to keep the rule, but I still think it should be revisited, such as like other stuff. I understand your concern to like that you want to keep old or like most of the rules of the ninth age, but I'm not sure. Like, I think we need to keep playing, keep testing everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Definitely by the end of the World Cup, we will know a tiny little bit more. You know, of all the ways that you arrange action between 3 people in a room, having 2 who are doing all of the action and 1 that's only watching, it is a possible way of organizing, like, you know, this type of 3 parties encounters. But maybe it's not the most fun. I don't know. Let's keep this family friendly. Chuck, what do you think about the duel issue?
I mean, I think that it should also. I mean, it should count that everyone is a duel with everyone constantly. But if you want to, I mean,
the problem is the Locket of Suna then.
You just choose one. I mean.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe. It's ifs and buts then. But yeah, I get the appeal.
No, I mean, you can, if the concern is balance, you can. I mean, we are still in arena, so you can give a morale bonus to the single fighter. If you wanna, I mean, get some balancing done. I don't know what would be more appropriate, but
yeah,
you can get ideas like he strikes first. Or he gets more attack, or whatever.
Yeah, because so this will be specifically for team matches. Yeah, I mean, my natural reaction would be let's keep it as close as possible to the 9th age, because otherwise there will be people that say, oh, but I thought that it worked the other way, and then the porting is problematic. There's still a chance that this is not a huge problem if we play knowing that this thing exists, and then the arena meta develops around this thing. So maybe we can we'll keep this open, but we will definitely get back to this issue if we remember. I'll make a note, but we'll get back to the issue once the World Cup is done. All right. Well, this has been excellent. Thank you all very much for joining and playing. I hope I'll see you again next Monday. Do we have a plan for a Sweden-Germany match for next Monday? Right? Could it be?
I don't know.
Could be for me.
All right. So actually, I'm officially inviting Team Sweden to play a game next Monday, and then we'll see with the Germs if they are up to the challenge. Sarah, would you be available for that? Is that a good day?
Yeah, I think so. Should work.
Planning in these weeks and months is not the best, the easiest operation, but you know, we'll consider that option. All right. Well then, thank you all again for joining. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Hello, Johan, and I will see you next week with another battle. Bye, everybody.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.